Hey, what's going on, guys? Fate here, and welcome back to the channel. And today, I'm here to talk about why Dragapult and Urshifu Single Strike weren't banned in many draft leagues. So, before we get any farther, be sure to like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more analytical content, game content, all the type of content. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below why you think these mods weren't banned. So, I want to preface this very early in the video that these mods weren't banned in many draft leagues. However, in most draft tournaments, they were banned. So I sort of want to use this video to talk about the difference between the two and why they were banned in the bigger draft tournaments and not in many draft leagues. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I think that's enough of a preface there. So Dragapult and Urshifu Single Strike were pretty much unanimously thought of as the top two Pokemon in 11 Mon Draft League. They were pretty much unanimously the top two unless you had other unbans coming down. Like I mentioned already, they were banned in most competitive solo and team tournaments. And most of these tournaments were 8 Mon, which kind of contributed to making them even better. But they were pretty ban worthy in 11 Mon as well. So yeah, they were banned in most of the high level competition. And then they have also one more last point that I want to talk about to start the video with is that this has sort of been the thought for a long time now. Dragapult has been thought of like this. The game came out in 2019. It's 2022 now. I don't know, for at least a year and a half, probably more. And Urshifu has been like this since probably a little bit before the Crown Tundra came out. So, and that was, I believe, November 2020. So yeah, it's been like this for a very long time. Very long time. So, what made these Pokemon ban worthy? Let's start off with Dragapult. Dragapult has insane speed. I believe it's 142 base speed. And it has really versatile offense, which with Specs sets and Dragonet sets, they both are quite good at what they do. And additionally, it also has other offensive sets like Willow Hex, T-Wave Hex, subsets. There's a bunch of stuff like that. So it has really versatile offense and a really spammable stab move in Shadow Ball with decent enough attack and special attack stats to really take advantage of that with its speed. And then I have versatile support here. It just has a lot of support moves. It's not necessarily a support Pokemon, but it is an incredible enabler for the rest of the team. With T-Wave and Will-O-Wisp, it can really cripple Mons, and then U-Turn can just bring in constantly your biggest threats, especially with its super high speed tier and its versatile offense. It can force a lot of switches and bring in your even better breakers. And talking about breakers, let's talk about Urshifu Single Strike. It has unparalleled damage output with the Wicked Blow critting every time it hits, and it has all the coverage it needs as well. With Poison Jab and Iron Head. It really has all the coverage it needs. And it has really strong Sucker Punch as well, with 130 base attack, and then often it's going to be banded. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind as well. Then it has a really good speed tier. I want to say it's 97, and Hydreigon's 98, if I recall. I believe it's 97, which is still pretty good. Obviously nowhere near Dragapult, but it's a really good speed tier to take advantage of this Mon's attack stat at 130. So Urshifu has really just unparalleled damage output, along with priority and good speed. It's really hard to deal with. So these two Mons, because of these reasons, really became the premier threats in 11 Mon. And then while they were allowed in 8 Mon, they were the best Mons as well before they got banned. So let's talk about why they weren't banned. And you see a Kieran Black on your screen and like, well, what is that? I'll tell you. So in draft leagues, people are less likely to sign up the more good Pokemon are banned. So if leagues did ban Dragapult or Urshifu Single Strike, they often would see less signups because of the fact that they are offensive Pokemon. And generally, the player base likes to play with offensive Pokemon more than defensive Pokemon. And that's just a fact, especially in Gen 8. So banning these offensive Pokemon really dampened or just like uh, sort of was crippling your own signups if you did this as a commissioner. And then this has all been a part of a movement where not only are these two mons unbanned, but you also see stuff like Zamazenta Crown, Kieran Black, among many other mons get unbanned. And you're like, Zamazenta Crown? Yeah, like you're seeing mons like that get unbanned, which is pretty insane, honestly. So, yeah, that's why, that's sort of one other reason why this stuff wasn't happening, right? Why these mons got to stick around is that that you just didn't get the same signups as a commissioner. And I can say this from experience, by the way, that you would not get the same signups. If you don't know, I'm the commissioner of a draft league called SDL. And if we banned Dragapult or Urshifu, we would see a lot less signups than, say, we did in Season 12, which we saw the most signups ever, where we had unbans with Urshifu, Dragapult, and Lander's Eye. Lander's Eye is actually a pretty common unban in 11mon, and it's usually not thought of as too powerful for the tier. It's it's usually thought of as the third best mon, maybe even less. But yeah, we saw more signups in Season 12 than we would have had we banned those Pokemon. And I believe we had a season where we did ban those Pokemon and saw less signups. So yeah, that's the thought process there. And then, yeah, like I said, these ones are offensive, so you're going to see just a lot of people would rather play with them than ban them. Now, see if something like Toxapex was as good as these ones are in Draft League, you'd see that guy get banned everywhere and not come back. So people, they don't like Gen 8. They just don't. A lot of people think Generation 8 draft has become stale. And we've been playing it for a long time, so it makes sense. And then this is sort of why broken Pokemon have stuck around. They want a more offensive meta rather than Boots really ruling the land. And what I mean by that is that obviously many players are frustrated with how Boots is perhaps centralizing in the meta. Although I don't super agree that it's super centralizing, at least not in draft. However, many people do think that, and they aren't a big fan of it. And with these two mons banned, it really just becomes Tornadus T is the best mon. And I don't know if people really like that because it's obviously like the best Boots abuser in the game. And yeah, you're gonna see that a lot of people would rather see a more offensive meta that revolves around this stuff, and that means keeping these mons around. So people want to see more offensive stuff, which sort of forces commissioners to leave the more broken Pokemon in, or the more broken offensive Pokemon in, because they will see more signups if they do that than if they ban them. So that is why Dragapult and Urshifu Single Strike weren't banned in Gen 8 draft leagues. Thank you guys for watching the video, and like it if you like it. Subscribe for more. Catch you guys next time. Peace.